it's like stacked today. I'm gonna put this one in here. There's a Kristin Hannah book. I already read that one. I didn't really like it. What else do we have? Do I need those? I think I'm gonna get this one. Alright guys, we are now on Bookish Bingo episode 4. Last episode, I had zero clue of what episode was coming next. I didn't even know what episode I was on. I thought I was on 4. So I thought we were going into 5. I have been scatterbrained and all over the place with this Bookish Bingo. I'm just happy that we're nearing our end. I did pick my last prompt in the previous episode if you want to see me actually pull that, but then you guys just saw what book I just picked out. Before we go into that book and me talking about it, I'm going to show you my bingo board. We're going to give a little update at the beginning of this video. It's coming along pretty well. I need at least 2 books, so you guys are getting at least 2 books in this video. This could potentially be our last episode. I don't know though. I have a feeling we're going to go into episode 5. As of right now, we have this row that has 2, this row has 2, this one has 2. Okay, so we have a lot of potential for this to be our last episode. With that being said, our next read is a book from a little free library. So I went out in the middle of a snowstorm and I got my book, guys. I did it. I trudged through that snow and it was fun and it was perfect because the book that I picked up is Winter Garden by Kristin Hannah. I've never read a book by this author before and I've heard great things, obviously. I didn't actually read what this book was about at all, but as with all of Kristin Hannah books, I believe they're about a family or it's a very in-depth emotional story. I am 19% of the way through this. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I downloaded it on my Kindle and I've been reading it on there, but I think today I'm going to sit and read the physical book. As far as I know right now, this is about this family. It focuses more on 2 sisters who are Meredith and Nina. This family is being held together by their father, pretty much. And Meredith and Nina don't have a good relationship with their mother, so I think we're gonna go through the story trying to figure out how they can get a relationship with her and how they can just connect with her. Something tragic happens with their father, and that is kind of what makes everything fall apart. The 2 sisters are very worried now that the whole family is going to just dismantle and they're not gonna talk to each other anymore, or they're gonna get mad at each other. Hopefully they can find their way together and connect with each other and be close, but we'll see what happens. So as of right now, that's where I'm at. I am enjoying it so far. I am liking the writing. Nothing that I can really say about it because we're still close to the beginning. But Winter Garden is going to kick off this episode. I'm hoping to read 3, but if we hit a bingo in 2, I'm also okay with that. I will just see you when I have my next update and we'll talk more on Winter Garden. When I'm about halfway through this, I will pick out my next prompt and we'll see what we're getting into next. Hello, please bear with me. I'm losing my voice. I don't know where it's going, but this is gonna sound so bad. So I'm gonna try to make this update fast. I'm so sorry. I have not updated on Winter Garden since I started it. I think when I started it, I was like 20% of the way through. Now I'm 70% of the way through. I'm on chapter 21, so we're almost at page 300. I need to do a little rant about this book. This is the first Kristin Hannah book that I have read, and I know a lot of her books are very emotional. Okay, I feel like my voice is kind of coming. Nope, not coming back. I've heard that all of her books are pretty much emotional, so I am expecting that from this book. It's been a very slow start, but a lot of the other reviews were saying that the ending is where everything wraps up together and that's when it gets emotional and you feel a connection to the characters. 70% of the way through this book and I haven't felt anything. I don't like the characters. I don't really enjoy the story that much. Their mother has been telling these fairy tales her whole life, and Meredith and Nina are always questioning what the fairy tales mean or like why she really loves this fairy tale so much and why she keeps saying it, but they haven't ever heard the whole entire fairy tale. We're going this whole entire book getting glimpses of this fairy tale. Their mother's telling it more and more as the story goes on, and then you're finding out more information on how this fairy tale is related to their mother and how it means so much to her, and then Meredith and Nina are trying to pick it apart and see what it truly means. I'm starting to make the connections and Meredith and Nina are starting to make the connection, so it is making more sense as to why the mother is telling this fairy tale, but it doesn't excuse all the other issues that I have with this book and these characters. If you don't like miscommunication, don't read this book. I always get so frustrated when characters can't just say what they're feeling or discuss what they want to discuss. They're always holding themselves back, and every single character in this book is doing that. Not a single one of them has had a discussion about anything yet. The book is almost over. It's very, very frustrating to read, and there was actually a point that I had just read last night where the sisters are kind of blaming their mother for their terrible lives. And I'm like, you have known your whole entire lives that you have not had a good relationship with your mother, and they're not even doing anything to connect with her. Now that their family's falling apart even more, then they're like, okay, let's finally connect with our 81-year-old mother. You should have done that years and years and years ago. Yeah, so they're basically blaming their mother for the terrible relationships that they have with their loved ones and their own families. I don't like that at all, because at a certain point, like, when you become an adult, you shape your own life and you pave your own path. And if you're still blaming other people for your issues that you have in your life, it gets to a point where it's completely on you and you can't necessarily blame anyone else. I completely understand still wanting a relationship with your mother. I just don't get why they waited this long and why they have not even attempted to discuss a single issue that they have with any other person in their lives. I'm gonna finish this because I'm almost done. We're gonna see how it ends, but as of right now, I just don't care for this book at all. I picked my other prompt for this video, my second book that I'm going to be reading, and that prompt was a library pick, which is so fun because we had a little free library pick and now we have a big free library pick. And this actually works out perfectly because I had a hold for this book in my library and it came in while I was like halfway through Winter Garden. So that's gonna be our next read. It's gonna be The Favorites by Layne Fargo, and this book, as far as I know, it's very drama-esque and there's a lot going on with these two figure skaters. It's been going around a lot lately, and once it was announced and I read the synopsis, it was something that I had my eye on, so I'm very glad that I can read this soon. I think it's going to be something that I either really enjoy or don't like at all. I'm going to finish Winter Garden. I will come back with my final update and then I will explain more on The Favorites and get into the second read of this video. Hopefully I have a voice by then because I don't know what's happening right now. I finished Winter Garden. It wrapped up really well, and there was another thing that was not thrown in there. I can't say anything because it would be a spoiler, but I do like the outcome of this. I cannot ignore the fact that this whole entire time in all these characters' lives, like, it could have been so much more if they had just talked about this or done this sooner. And I understand that that is probably the message of this book, that you don't have all the time in the world and that you should talk about your feelings and tell people what you want to tell them. I don't know, it was really frustrating in this book because I don't know why they waited so long. And there's a moment in here where it said it's never too late, but I personally think that there are a lot of moments where it is too late and you can't take back what has happened. You can't get back time. And then I also felt even worse for the sisters in the end. There was something with another character that I felt like the two sisters that we had been following all along had to have had felt worse because of what happened. I didn't like how the story was laid out to get this message across. There was just so much wrong that these characters did. I can't get over that. I'm gonna give it a 2. We are going to move on to our next book, which is a library pick, and I'm gonna talk about more of the synopsis of this. So I'm gonna have to read this on my Kindle because I got it through Libby. It says, "To the world they were a scandal, to each other an obsession." So this is an epic love story set in the world of figure skating. We have our main character, Katarina, and she wants to become this Olympic skater. And then we have Heath, who is a lonely kid stuck in the foster care system, but then they have an instant connection and then they're a duo on the ice. They go from childhood sweethearts to champion ice dancers, captivating the world with their scorching chemistry, rebellious style, and roller coaster relationship. And then there's a shocking incident that happens at the Olympic Games that brings their partnership to an end. As the 10-year anniversary of their final skate approaches, an unauthorized documentary reignites the public obsession with these two characters, claiming to uncover the real story through interviews with their closest friends and fiercest rivals. So I feel like there could be a lot of lies going on that these people are going to say in interviews. It's probably going to be a very messy, drama-filled story. It seems really interesting. I'm hoping that I like it a lot, and I'm hoping that it's not Magnolia Parks drama. I'm sorry, I did not like Magnolia Parks. I know a lot of people love that series, but it just wasn't the drama that I could get behind. This is going to be book 2 of this episode, and oh, I kind of forgot I was doing a bingo. I was just thinking I was doing a regular old read vlog right now. We gotta put our prompt for Winter Garden on the bingo board. So let me go take you in there. We will do that and then see where that gets us. Here's our bingo board. We have to put book from a little free library on there. Are we on 10? Book number 10. That's crazy. Oh, guys, we are down to 1. If we get that prompt, we're getting a bingo. But unfortunately, that is not our next prompt, so we still have to read. I don't want to look where the next prompt is. I will see that. I think now that we're getting down to the bottom of this, I'm gonna wait until I'm done with the book to pick the next prompt, just in case the prompt that I am on is going to be the bingo. I don't want to have another book picked out or another prompt picked out. We're gonna do this a little bit slower as we get down to the nitty-gritty. If our next prompt is this one, we're getting a bingo, but if not, we're going into another episode. I was predicting that I'm gonna have 2 books to read in the 5th episode and then I'll get a bingo, so we'll see if I'm right.
She's only there on weekends, just looking for a reason to remember the song. music I can see.
I have 2 things of news. Ow. First of all, I need an update on the favorites already. I am 15% of the way into this, so I think I'm only like 60 or 70 pages in, but I'm loving it so far. It's so fun. I already love our 2 main characters, their relationship or their whatever, their connection with each other. This definitely feels like it's gonna be a soulmate type of relationship between them. Like they cannot be broken apart and they are meant to be together, and I love that so much. So I cannot wait to get more into this book. I wanted to keep reading last night, but I had to go to bed because I was getting pretty tired, but I wanted to stay up. I wish I was further into the book last night so I could just read a whole bunch and get into more of the story. The other news that I have is very unfortunate. I'm scrolling on Facebook and I was literally gonna say, since this is all figure skating, it was reminding me of my favorite movie when I was a child. Well, one of my favorite movies, and that's Ice Princess. I love that movie. I watched it so many times, and I was just thinking when I am done reading this, or maybe one of these nights when I'm reading it, I want to put that movie on. So I'm scrolling on Facebook today, and then I see a whole bunch of the same posts, and the actress in Ice Princess, Michelle Trachtenberg, I think you say her last name, everybody's sharing that she passed away at 39. Literally, what are the odds that I haven't thought about that movie in quite some time, and then I'm thinking of Ice Princess because I'm reading the favorites, and then I see this news? Just, it's so weird that like I just got Ice Princess back in my head and then I see that. So anyway, I am absolutely loving the book. I think it's going to be incredibly entertaining. Probably going to be a frustrating read depending on what happens and what all these other people are saying. It's set up in kind of an interview style. Like there's a documentary happening because of our 2 main characters. Something happened and we don't know what that is yet. So we're getting all these interviews from other people that were in the skating world and that kind of knew them. You're getting the chapters and you're going through the story like normal, but it's from before when they were first starting their performances or whatever, and when they had their connection, not like the very beginning of their friendship, but in their teens. And then I think each chapter we're gonna get this progression of the story, and it's gonna lead up until the event that broke them apart. At the end of most chapters, we're getting those interview styles with the people that were close to them or related to them in some sort of way. That is the present day that we're going to eventually get to with the other storyline. I don't know if I made sense when I was saying that, but I don't know. Hopefully I get through a lot after I'm done working and everything. I'm trying to get all my stuff done, but I just have so much to do. I feel like I'm never caught up on anything. I just want to get through Bookish Bingo so I can feel like I'm not stressed, but there's a lot to do, and I wish I could get it done faster than I am getting it done. I'll come back with another update when I'm probably halfway through. Maybe I'll binge the book tonight. I don't know. Probably not. I'll just be back. I'll see you when I see you.
Thinking that I've lost my mind, and you're the reason why. Don't look down, 'cause both our feet have left the ground. Don't look.
I cannot even tell you how invested I am into this book and the story between these characters. I'm on chapter 53. I'm 63% of the way through. I so wish that I could have just had a single day to binge this entire book because I really wanted to stay up last night. I had like almost, well, I don't know. I read for a little bit in the evening and then I picked it up at night again, and I think I had like 4.5 hours left, so I read for about 2 hours, and I just wanted to keep going, but I didn't want to stay up till like 2 in the morning, so I decided I would finish this morning. Oh my god. I don't know what it is. I'm just so entertained, and not only am I invested because of these 2 characters and they have their partnership on the ice and this duo, and they're doing it for their career in the sport, but they also have their own romance and relationship that is so messy, and it gets so messy, but they're written like you can tell that they are meant to be together and meant to come back to each other, and it's just making it so good. And there's other people that are being thrown in here. Of course, when you get this Olympic and athletic world, people are very, very focused on the sport and what they want. They want to be a champion. They're going to do whatever it takes to be a champion. If it ruins anything else in their life, it's okay to them. I'm so invested and I'm having a lot of fun. There's nothing bad I can say about it. I'm gonna sit here. I have 2.5 hours left. I'm hoping this can end well, but I also feel like there's a chance that this author can just destroy everything that I am looking forward to. You're joking. Oh my god. What just happened? What just happened? Dude, this is making me mad. Oh my god. I don't have words. At this point, my opinion on every character has changed. Everybody's crazy. Every single chapter ends with something like I don't even know what to say. every single chapter ends with you having so many questions. Because it's all like, oh, but it's not as bad as what happened next. Like, how can it get worse? I just finished. I don't know how I feel about the ending. I feel like we had a lot of things that we still needed to figure out or that needed to be concluded. Yeah, wow. Okay, this book is definitely insane. There are so many things that keep happening back to back to back. Like, you think it's gonna be fine, and then nope. You get shucked over here and then you get thrown over there. It's crazy. It is crazy. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a very fun time the whole way through. I think it was written very well and put together very well. I love the setup and the documentary in between these chapters where you're getting the information in those chapters. It's set up so well for the next chapter to find out what was actually happening. I have not been in an Olympic sport or in that world, but I know that there's probably so much pressure and people will do whatever they can to win. And I think that was reflected very well in this book. I will say the only thing though was that I wish we had gotten more of Keith and Katerina, because it started like we were gonna get a lot on their romance, which we did, but there were so many moments in there where things happened between them that we needed more discussion with that, or we needed more time with them. I found myself kind of disappointed in certain areas where their relationship should have gone somewhere or they should have talked about something. And then the ending as well. I didn't necessarily like the outcome, but it had to happen. It made sense. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 because obviously I really liked it, but I did want a little bit more from it. I would highly recommend this though. There was never a dull moment. I'm going to put this prompt on the bingo board now, and then we will pick out our next read or our next prompt because I have not done that yet. We'll see if our next book is gonna be the last one. Book number 11 is completed. I can't believe I've read 11 books so far for this series. That is our library pick. Where's this one? I don't know. Oh, right here. There we go. All right, so this one can get us a bingo, and then this one can get us a bingo, and I think that is it, because that one still has 2, this one still has 3. We're almost there. Let me go get my prompts. We will pull a new one. I'm gonna mix these up. I feel like I gotta stand on my tiptoes so you guys can see them. I kind of want a prompt that can give me the book that I have available on Libby. I have Dungeons and Drama. I wanted to read that for a while. It's like a young adult romance about, I don't know, like theater kids and stuff. Just gonna pick this one. Ew, lowest rated on my TBR. Dang it. I just went book shopping and now there are many books on my TBR, so now I have to figure out what's the lowest rated. Wait, that's funny because last episode I got highest rated on my TBR, so now we're doing lowest rated. Ew. Okay, this is not exciting. Well, hopefully they're all kind of highly rated, and then, you know, still means it's gonna be good. I'm gonna spend probably the next 20 minutes trying to figure out what the lowest rated book on my TBR is. That actually did not take nearly as long as I thought it would. So I have my pick. The lowest rated book on my TBR is Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. This is a 3.7 star rating. And then the next one was This Dark Descent at a 3.72, which is actually on my March TBR. So I was kind of hoping that I would get that, but going into this, I was like, the lowest rated is definitely going to be one of the Owl Crate books because that's just how it seems to be. I don't know why, but a 3.7 is not bad at all. So that being the lowest on my TBR is actually pretty good. Makes me happy. I don't honestly know too much about what this is. It's obviously a young adult fantasy. It's so gorgeous. This cover is absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna kind of go over the synopsis a little bit. We'll figure out what we're getting ourselves into. I don't know how to say this character's name. Oh god. I'm just not gonna say it because I don't want to butcher it. I'll look it up later. She's 18. She dreams of becoming a world-class... Oh, I thought it said engracer. Engineer. I can't read. So she dreams of being a world-class engineer like her father. But after his unexpected murder, a heartbroken Ying is determined to discover why anyone would threaten a man who ultimately chose a quiet life over fame and fortune. And then she's left with only her father's journal with his engineering secrets, and then a jade pendant snatched from the assassin. So Ying follows the trail to the capital and the prestigious Engineers Guild, a place that harbors her father's hidden past. She's disguising as her brother, and she manages to infiltrate like the male-only trial with the help of an ally who is the nation's 8th prince. So this seems very interesting, very fun. I will come back with an update once we're getting into this, and then this will be our final read for this episode. Hopefully I still end up liking this book even though it is the lowest rated on my TBR. Well, I did not update a single time as I was reading of Jade and Dragons. Quite honestly, if I did though, you would have been hearing the exact same thoughts as I would be telling you right now because I don't have many thoughts on this book. I was honestly pretty bored. The plot wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I mean, we had that plot in the synopsis, but I feel like it drifted away from that or didn't focus on that too much. And that is an issue that I have with books, is that when you read the synopsis, you're expecting to get that. You're expecting that to be the main point of the book. Our main character, she's going to this other city to compete in these trials to become a part of this guild master team. She kind of wants to follow in her father's footsteps after he had passed away, to be along with these guild members and finish what he has started, basically forming blueprints for these aircrafts. We also have the romance. This is a fantasy romance, and I really enjoyed that. I liked how they met, and then I liked their whole progress and the issues that they had in the end with their relationship or their connection, and then how it ended I really enjoyed. So I did enjoy the romance more than the fantasy in this one, which is weird for me to say because I always enjoy the fantasy more than the romance in romantasies, or just any fantasy book in general. I am curious to see where that plot line goes, but I don't think it's enough for me to pick up the second book. So that is of Jade and Dragons. I don't have too much to talk about, and I'm really sorry that I didn't update, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't talk about things that I don't have words for. I'm gonna give it a 3 or a 2.75. This was the lowest rated on my TBR. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my bingo board, and then that will be it for this video, and then I'll follow you guys right up in the next episode. If you're watching this when I upload it, you're gonna have to wait probably a week or two to see that. Lowest rated on my TBR. Gonna pop that on the board. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up because I don't think I really have done that before. I don't know. Lowest rated right here. So that didn't really do, I cannot get these on well the first time. That didn't really do us much, so that's fun. Okay, so this is our progress. How many have we read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 books. You know, I was thinking that this wasn't gonna work out for me and I was gonna have to read a lot of books. I didn't think I would have to read 12. Well, more than that, because now we're moving on to 13, maybe more. This is that. I will see you guys in the next episode to see if we get a bingo or not. I do have my prompt picked out for that already in the book I'm reading, so you guys are gonna have to wait to see what I'm reading for that and what prompt I got. Thank you so much for watching this one. Hopefully you guys are caught up on the Bookish Bingo. If not, I'll have my playlist linked below with all the episodes. I hope you have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I will see you later. Bye.